now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
There you go, Halloween music to start the show up here. Anyone recognise the laughter? It's Halloween special here on Whatcast. Myself and Paranormal Lee are here.
PL.
All right, PL?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, good?
Yeah, good.
And we've got Claire Broad waiting in the wings to come on here to give her expertise. Apparently she's a Halloween expert, so she's claiming. She's not a tech expert, though. We know that much already. We've been trying for 20 minutes to get going here. Right, so it's Halloween week this week. We've got loads of ghost stories, loads of other stuff that we're going to be getting to pretty quickly here. Before anybody says this, which is...
I ain't even on topic yet.
Before anyone starts saying we're not on topic yet, what that was... We're going to do some feedback quickly, right? Because we've got a lot of feedback from last week, so I'm going to read through some of that, and then we're going to bring Claire in here, and we're going to get all of the little church bits that everyone's been waiting to hear, and some of the listeners' stories, and get Claire's stories, and all of that stuff. So I've got to get into my photographs here to see that I took screenshots to try and be ready, and I wasn't ready in any other way, so it's a good job I was ready in this way, wasn't it? Because I didn't even have the church picture ready that I was going to have up. So here we go then. This is from the Spotify ones from last week. This was, what was it? The Mandela effect, wasn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
So it says here, Robert Hoffman. Great show. Enjoy listening to you from the Netherlands. Keep it up. So we've got a Netherlands.
You say that right. The Netherlands.
Go on then. Well, you say it for me, then. You're obviously a bit of an expert. This is the jaded soul. Do you remember I was saying about those stormtroopers in Star Wars last week? With what they were saying at the door and stuff. The door's locked or it's secure. Well, this is Adam West. He said, "You're right, Matt, about Star Wars. I have the VHS recorded from the TV in the 80s. I'll find it and send it to you. The Thinker, I also have a newspaper cutting of this, and I will check that out." So he's going to think. He thinks he's going to see the Thinker doing something different in the paper to what he's actually doing in reality. But Adam does love a conspiracy. But I'd love to see that Star Wars clip if you've got it, Adam. This is sorry, Stevie.
Sorry, Stevie.
Stevie, I work with teenagers, and they are another breed now. It's scary how apathetic they are into everything and little to no empathy. It's crazy how much has changed over the years. If we were in a clone universe, would it really be like this? I think she's aiming that at you, Lee, because you think we're in a clone universe.
Oh,
you?
absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
I love the way you say definitely to that.
Yeah.
Neil
100%.
Cross. Personally, when it comes to TV and film, Mandela shit, I think because we are now have HD and 4K technology, and yet when we watch the films or shows on VHS or shit TV with a coat hanger as an aerial and the picture quality was shit, now we can see it as it's supposed to be saying. So yeah, I agree with him there. We've got a few on YouTube here. It says this is Radford Productions, whoever that is, right? Hello, Radford. People have probably just misremembered the exact details of things. It's not that unusual. Laughing emoji. That's what I'm saying all the way through, Radford, right? If you pay attention, mate. You don't have to say that. And this person said August Rodin, and he just, because I couldn't say that word. I couldn't say that name, could I? And he's told me how to say it. Auguste Rodin. He spelt it out for me there. Or he or she, whatever. Don't want to misgender anybody. David Hoover, when are you going to have... Listen to this. When are you going to have the best thing going in England? That would be the incomparable Claire Broad. That's what this person has said here, right? Yeah. So we're right now, David. And then Vishal Patel, interview with the vampire always gets me. Do you know what he's talking about, Lee? That's a Mandela thing, I'm assuming, right?
I've not heard of that one.
Haven't you?
No.
I don't know it either. Elaborate on that, Vishal, next time you message, all right? So it's time to get on with Halloween stuff. Don't anyone go, they took 10 minutes to get on with the topic and all this stuff, right? So let's do some Halloween stuff.
Dead men tell no
and we're
tales.
going to bring in Claire. Welcome, Claire Broad. Are you still working? Can we hear you? Please try to speak. Yes! I can't believe it. It's working. We've had so much trouble. So, Claire, how are we? You went to Menorca. How was that? Because that's one of my favourite places.
Bloody fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I loved Menorca. It's quite stylish. I thought a little bit classy. No no characters on the beach, if you know what I mean.
No one's shagging on the sand. It ain't that sort of place. Yeah, no. What resort did you go to?
I went to Calla and Porter actually, but because it was out of the holiday season, it was very chilled and just beautiful. I needed a week off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took a break, and I'm fantastic in all other ways. Really fantastic. Life is great.
Good. Is life great for you, PL? I've not seen you for a while either. This is not CL, by the way. This is PL, different bloke. Paranormal lay this week. How are you?
We all look exactly the same, though.
I know, but you've got glasses now, same as Mandela Lee did last week. That other bloke I had on. He's suddenly wearing glasses out of nowhere.
Glasses is because I'm getting old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm fighting it. I'm fighting the glasses at the minute. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I can see and sometimes I can't. I'm having weird days. It's like proper blurry, and other days I think, I don't need glasses. But my ear is good. Distance, I'm struggling with a bit now these days, to be fair.
Get to the opticians, mate.
Nah, I don't want it. They give me glasses. What do I want to go there for? Right, let's get in. So Claire, right, before we get to any of your ghost stories and stuff, do you believe in stories when people go to, because me and Lee went to Holy Cross Church to try to awaken the red monk?
Okay.
Do you think that that's all a load of bollocks?
No.
Don't you?
No, not at all. I work with a energy healer called Giles Whitnell, and we specialise in spiritual crisis work, spirit release, and cleansing buildings, auras, extractions, obsessions, possessions, all that kind of thing.
We're going to get to that later. Somebody definitely wants your assistance.
Oh, right. So going to a church and seeing if you can make contact with a resident spiritual being there. Why not? They're everywhere.
I don't want to give the game away, but we did get some contact.
Freaky, wasn't it?
Yeah. We got but probably not.
Yeah.
but we're clinging to a couple of little things that are probably just nothing, right? But I'm going to play part one now. I'm going to bring the church up on the screen. They're like in 5-minute clips. We're going to get Claire's reaction to what she thinks. She's probably going to think, what a pair of pricks.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm going to play part one, right? And I'm going to bring the church up for visuals for people watching this on YouTube. That is the church that we went to.
Oh, I love it already.
And let's go there to part one of me and Lee investigating this supposedly red monk haunted church, right?
We nearly broke our ankles walking around it.
Yeah. Right, we're heading into the Holy Cross to try and find the red monk, aren't we?
Yep.
Lee's going to be the sound man.
Sound man, new profession.
The video man, because it looks like it's going to be a bit of rain in here.
I know, yeah. Can you feel it cooling in the air tonight?
I can.
Yeah. Rain?
Is that the word? It's Alanis Morissette, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Alanis Morissette.
Right, are you on green?
On green, mate.
All right, let's go.
Green to go.
So, allegedly, this is the Cross of Holy, right?
Yeah.
The red monk comes out on Halloween night. What do you have to do to get it, Lee? What do you reckon?
Run around the church 3 times and knock on the door.
That always the way.
Yeah.
I need to find
Mate, it's quite a big cemetery here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Should we go around that?
Yeah.
Is this anti-clockwise? That's clockwise.
Yeah.
We always go the wrong way.
Yeah, are we going to run? Because I've just done a 45-minute spin class.
If you're fossils, you can
walk. Why do they always have graves that are like nearly falling over?
Why did that just go red? That one. Peter, you're peaking. If that goes red, we're too loud.
Ah, okay. We're peaking. Yeah. That's what she said.
I'm in my peak.
Yeah.
This.
Are we going to walk around this 3 times? Or run around it? I don't. Like last time, if we run around it, I feel like I'm going to do an ankle.
We tried to go back in time last time, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. churches are actually scary though. Would you sleep in that church overnight if they said?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
If they said to you,
anything for the new Patreon. We're going to go into the wind there. If you starts to get blowy on it.
it is really blowy, isn't it?
Point it going on this bit, is there?
No. Can you go around here? Come on, let's go around this bit. Let's go around it 3 times. Let's see.
I've tried this before. That's what happens when the monk caught it. We're nowhere near.
See, with these gravestones, we can't actually see who they are because they're that old. Look, you got one there as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you want your loved one buried? Yeah, can you just have him halfway out of the bush?
Yeah, under a bush.
Yeah. Is there any more over there?
They've probably got no relatives. They've got no relatives here now anyway. So it's like, no, you've got to keep going. So 3 times.
Ghost hunters coming.
Yeah.
Got some ghost hunting equipment for in a bit when it gets a bit dark.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah. So how many times is this so far?
That was 1.
Mate, I swear to God, I see someone kneeling down near that fucking gravestone.
Which one?
That one.
Should we investigate?
Yeah.
Let's do this first.
Yeah, let's do this.
Right, sure.
Yeah. How many times have you gone around? Is that once?
It's 1.5 now.
1.5.
I don't know who says you can run. What about if you're disabled?
Yeah.
Can you not bring out the red monk?
Yeah.
There's always a bricked up door.
I know, yeah. Old door. That was the door. See, this bit looks different.
Yeah,
There must be in part build.
Anyone up there?
Oh, you remember that
Yeah, I do.
at Canooden where we heard that tapping on the thing? Right.
That's 2.
So,
Got to knock after, get the monk. This looks like a bit of a porch though. Doesn't
Yeah.
look particularly spooky.
no.
This will be the 3rd one. We've got to knock after this.
Yeah.
So there's the monk in.
Are we knocking on the front door or the side door?
Well, if we knock on the door, I'm a bit nervous someone's actually going to answer.
Yeah, I know,
They've got
yeah.
to make up some bullshit.
Yeah.
What are you doing, mate? I'm just
Yeah.
doing the monk thing.
Yeah. The red
So
monk
no,
to the
that's out of the way,
Holy
mate.
Cross. We're going to knock here. Knock, come on.
Monk.
No one here.
But that's shitting yourself. This is you. Well, it's definitely no one else. Ready? No, let's go and find the kneeling. They might have been over by the grave.
Yeah.
By the monk. We've got to get the ghost box out in a minute and find
Yeah.
out.
By the way, the Ghost Box was like an app on Lee's phone. Right, so Claire, are you impressed so far with our hunt?
That's the best thing I've heard in ages. I tell you what, if I had a sense of humour, if I was that monk, I'd be straight out and, you know.
I know.
In
There's
fact,
no one
they
there.
quite like laughter, don't they? I thought I heard little child sound in the background there, right when you knocked on the door. Did you not hear that?
No.
Was it seagulls?
It might have been. No, I didn't know. It might have just been like the hinge of something. But I thought I heard children playing, and I thought, no, it's the night. How can it?
I
be?
could hear it. It was sort of dusk. It was just getting dark, but I could hear
Right.
that on there. But I couldn't hear it when we were there. I know what you're
That's
talking about.
interesting.
Yeah. That is a bit strange. I didn't even think to listen. I was too busy trying to cut all the sound of the wind out of it when I've edited it. It was so difficult. By the way, sorry about the wind. I've cut on all these clips. There's 2 more clips about the same length as that. On the 3rd one, I had to use the one from the video we took, which we're both much louder in, but Lee's very distorted because it was right against his mouth. But I've done the best I can with it. Just not everyone cares about audio as much as me, obviously, but it's just like everything to sound nice. But we took 2 different ways, 2 clip-on microphones and this handheld thing, and still couldn't get a decent audio. I don't know whether it was just like the red monk was causing us interference, possibly. I don't know. Do you think What do you think when you hear people talk about running round anti-clockwise on Halloween night and knocking on a church? Is that the way to do it?
I think, let me go. I want to have a go at that. You have to have a bit of a sense of humour about all this stuff. God knows where that kind of, to me, that's nonsense. That is not going to make a red monk come out.
What about a black monk?
Who knows? Who knows? But it was interesting that Lee thought he saw someone kneeling down by the graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
mate, honestly, I looked around. It was like in my peripheral. I looked around and it was like, I went, you heard it on there. I said to Matt, I swear somebody was kneeling down.
Yeah.
That
so
was
you
really
might well have been being watched.
Yeah.
Someone's ducking, watching, I don't know. But yeah, they'll be there. And I'm very sure if there's a red monk there, he's well aware of you. But, I think laughter raises the vibration and the energy. So that's all good. And why not? Why don't you just try these things? But if you were on the other side, would you come out to that? I wouldn't.
No.
I'll be
Probably
like,
not.
there's them two swats again, going around the church anti-clockwise.
Yeah. What's that ginger bloke laughing about all the fucking time? So let's get away from that drivel then. More of that later, right? But Claire,
I enjoyed that.
there's more to come. So Claire, and with the ghost box is coming up as well. So that's
yeah.
Make sure you hear that. Anyway, so Claire, let's have some serious ghost stuff then. And you've told the ectoplasm on the face before, which someone reminded me of earlier on that someone said about your ectoplasm on the face and how it was quite more of a what do you call it, a gentleman ghost, that you didn't need a hanky to get that off. It just disappeared on its own.
I knew that was coming.
So that was a considerate gentleman
pardon
ghost.
the pun there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe I missed that one. Right. Yeah. So have you got anything not X-rated that happened to you, as far as with poltergeists and shit? Right.
Yeah, well, poltergeist stuff, yeah. So I was called out funny enough, with Giles actually, to a pub in Surrey. Now I won't name the pub because this was a private work we were doing for a client, and obviously I don't want to bring bad publicity or negative publicity to the pub. But we were called out secretly.
I'm happy to do that, to be fair. You can tell me later. I'll slag them off next episode when you ain't here.
I can say the pub's in Surrey, in the Surrey Hills. We were called out to a pub, and there was I don't think I've ever come across anything so dark, actually. There were, hopefully I haven't told this story before, but we were called in. There was a bar behind and a bar in the front. Obviously it's a pub, but behind in the bar at the back was all of the obviously drink and everything. The front was where the customers pick up the drinks, and knives were flying off the back bar and landing on the front bar on their tip. It was a really spooky pub. There was hidden bricked up rooms that you could go right down into where they hadn't been touched since like the 1950s. But it was the land that was actually the most active, not the pub. So even though the pub was pretty alive, outside we could hear the sound of hooves and horse and carts, and there was satanic practice going on the land. And I actually was spiritually attacked.
How? What do you mean? What, physically?
Yeah, because what happens when Giles and I work, because he's the energy healer, so he's into sort of heal, cleanse, transform the energy. I know it sounds funny, but that's what he's doing. He's converting energy to cleanse, and I am the communicator. I'm the one communicating to everyone what's going on, what's happening in the other realm of life. So it took me out, because without any communication, Giles can't even do what he's meant to do. So I literally had stabbing in my eyeballs. My head had a massive pressure on it. My throat felt like it was being script. I was told by the spirit world to just get us out of there because I wasn't powerful enough to deal with the attack that was coming my way. And actually, it did get quite dark because as I got home, my family dog became terrified of me, wouldn't come anywhere near me for weeks, was shaking, and this was weirdly over the Christmas period, so I hadn't seen Giles. So when I got together with Giles, I had to say, I need to go on a massage table here. We need to have some healing. Get your hands in my space. What's going on? There is something left in my field. And we literally saw the ram's head.
Oh, dear.
So it was really a real eye-opener.
What do you mean? Explain what you mean by that to me.
So here's the thing.
Is that the pub's name, the Ram's Head?
No.
No.
Should have been though.
It is now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there.
Anywhere where there's been sort of devil worship, satanic practice in the land, and this is going right back. This was well before the pub. This was ancient practices that were being done on this land. It was pagan. Anywhere where there is a continual practice of something like that, where people are invoking negative energies, that energy builds up in the atmosphere and takes on a life of its own. So what happened was that energy, it was, well, what I felt and what I was told was I was given the mark, which is basically like my card had been marked. They'd marked me so they could track me in the spirit world. So and so the way to get that out of my field was we saw it, because obviously it was the mark of the darkness, of the dark side. We saw it as the ram's head because that obviously represents satanic practice, devil worship, all that kind of thing. Now, I'm not religious. To me, it's all energy. It's all energy. But it will show itself in a way in which obviously symbolically we can understand. And it's taking on that form because loads of people have thought of it in that form. So as I'm picking up on it, I'm seeing it in the way that other people have conjured it, worked with it, sent it. But this definitely was, I would say, in the truest sense of the word, a demonic energy, or an intelligence far outpowering my own, definitely. So it was a real.
So what did you do to like unlock that? Just turn up at some place?
We turned up, but because we were a threat, and obviously because we work as a team, we're very experienced in what we do and capable in what we do. They know what we're there for. I mean, we're not just coming on our own. We've got spirit people coming with us, right? So we don't walk into anywhere with just Giles and I. We've got a team of people in the spirit dimensions that work with us. So I believe my guides allowed me to have this experience actually because it was a form of training. I was obviously fine. The one thing that it did not affect me like it may have affected others. If you'd already got mental health problems, if you already had addictions, if you were angry, traumatized, anything like that. I mean, I've done a lot of work on myself spiritually and I'm very empowered as a person and high frequency. But had you not been, I think it could have wreaked havoc with you. Very dangerous stuff. And so that was a massive learning. Most of what I do with the spirit world is complete unconditional love, healing, and wonderful. But, you know, where there's light, there's dark. Polar opposites. There's polar opposites. So does it exist? Yes, it does. It's just very rare to come up against it. But I have been trained to do this work where others wouldn't go in. I must be mad.
You never you've never had your head spin around the wrong way and shit.
Not yet.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to be less frightened by your stories and try and make this more Halloweeny, so I can laugh at it later rather than go, "Oh, that sounds a bit shit." You know, I don't fancy going any more churches, Lee.
Oh, mate.
Down a bit.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I want to go to like places like have got a real reputation of being haunted. Like I want to
on your own, son.
I want to get like a spirit box, EVP, and everything.
Will it be as good as the one you had?
I want to go full into it. Like I think things you're afraid of. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm wary, but I'm not afraid.
No, and you shouldn't go with fear.
Yeah.
The thing, it is all energy, and I'm not one for ghost hunting. I cannot bear the idea of goading just to get a reaction so that someone can get something on tape. I'm going because we're trying to heal and cleanse and help people. That's entirely different. But that's fascinating because also it's not our place to shove people on. You know, if somebody is in a building because they're choosing to be there, and if everybody can get along okay, fine. It's when they can't, or when there's trouble, you know, when people's mental health is being affected, then something has to be done about it, and no one has to suffer that. But you know, I mean, you know, 27 years of being a professional medium, and I hadn't experienced really anything too dark for 20 years. It's only when I was trained to be able to work at this level that I was allowed to even go or be taken to places that were quite so active.
Are your lights flickering there? Or is that our cameras?
They weren't flickering. They are.
Can you see that, Lee?
Yeah.
That's actually happening, is it?
Yeah. It is actually happening.
Because my kitchen an hour ago, the lights were flickering downstairs.
Right. It hasn't been flickering, but it's proper going now.
Is
that
mad. Right? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Love it. We got flickering lights on camera. Beat that other podcast.
Get on the mic.
Yeah. That's why your mic wouldn't work. They're trying to stop you, trying to put you off. You have to do better than flick. Are you going to do that crap poltergeist thing in a minute and chuck some plates about? I ain't never seen that one before.
I would love that now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If you suddenly get smacked in the face by a knife, I am sorry. Right? There's nothing. Anything to chuck at me, I don't know. Right? There's a few. There's a Loch Ness monster ornament up there. If you see that, hit me. Right, so we'll get to another ghost story when we get back. Part 2 of the church, then, and then we're going to come back to Claire with some listener stories and some TikToks questions and whatever that I've got on audio to play. So we're going to go back to this is me and Lee now. We're going into the graveyard after we've failed miserably to rouse the red monk from the church. We've gone looking into a graveyard with a spirit box. Can
I say it's free as well?
Hang on, not that one. It's this one. Yeah, it's free. Right, let's play part 2 now. I was hoping it'd be dark by now.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Is there any light? Is this still you? Do they newer ones at the end?
Yeah.
We're going to have to get some good innings out of this.
Yeah, watch that. You don't want to do an ankle there.
If that swallows me up, I'm holding you. Where did you say the meal?
Here. Ear.
What, ear?
Yeah, ear. Yeah.
What, this one?
Yeah. It looked like someone was kneeling down here.
Della Sutton. Forever loved.
They always say that, don't they? Forever loved.
They say that and then it just looks like fucking weeds everywhere.
Looks like no one loves her anymore.
Yeah. Forever loved until you've been dead for about a week and then we stop watering the grass.
Yeah. Do you reckon anyone would put forever hated?
Hopefully. We'll find one today. What's that? They've got Christmas decorations.
Yeah. He died aged 63.
Crap innings, I think.
Yeah, he passed away 1969. Who's this one? Loving memory of Ada.
Shit, this has got with a name like Ada, she's got.
No, is it Ada? Have I read that right?
Frederick.
In loving memory.
Frederick.
No,
Ada.
I thought this was Ada. Idea.
Idea. Yeah, Ada.
Yeah.
At least they've still got shit on them.
Yeah, I know. At least they're.
That's because I couldn't find the toilet.
Yeah. Really, August 1965, and Lily Kathleen is there as well.
Get one of them ghost boxes out there. Let's get this on film. See if we could actually see anything.
Let's do it.
This spectral place. The wind's fucked off, which is good.
Yeah, not that one. Emma went to me, what are you doing tonight? I went ghost hunting.
What's she saying? What? What is this? Oh, fucking hell. I'm just falling down someone's grave here. What's this going to tell us then? You've got a pointer or something. What do their numbers mean?
It's just the frequency it's going through.
What, Essex FM?
Yeah.
What's that? That's just the radio. Sweet. Is it the
Oh no. Hardly. Listen.
Yeah, shall I sleep it?
Yeah. Let's walk and see if anything else. Is that supposed to be ghost voices?
Yeah.
Well, if you ain't picking anything up in the middle of a graveyard. Let's go into the depths of the moose.
Hey, look at these graves here. They're fucked. Nobody ever. Like,
Walking on bones.
do they ever take care of them?
What's this?
Yeah. I've never seen a cemetery in such a bad state. Even the footpaths in a shit state.
It's still a pretty well used
Yeah.
church.
I think it is as well.
Just get you pick them up on this then.
Yeah. Let's see if I...
Jean and Frederick.
Is Jean here? Jean? Was it Jean Levitt?
That was Jean.
Yeah.
Jean, is that you?
How many people buried here?
About 12, isn't it? In this one?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is from a family, not that
Yeah.
well off.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of money for a tombstone, but only the one.
Only the one, yeah.
How many are you going to put in there? 26 people.
Yeah. So, Jean died at age 84, Frederick died at 80, Mavis died at 88, age 88,
And then
Gerald,
say your first name.
Yes.
What did he say? Didn't sound like any of them names.
No.
I'm good. Try again. Give us one name.
That was Jean.
Jean! What was that? Is that Jean?
Doris, are you here? Hello, Doris.
Doris, say yes if you're here. What does Pro get you? You pay for what?
I don't know, it's probably about 15 quid a
That's
month.
what I mean. For what?
Everyone sounds American coming through.
Chinese, that one.
Yeah. Ruth. Everyone died in 1975.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone went to leave. Yeah.
They always try and come back.
Yeah.
Resurrections. Oh, we're getting some activity around this tombstone.
Who's this one?
There you go. That was part 2. Claire, how impressed are you with Lee's ghost box there?
No. Well, I got to say, that was great.
Yeah.
It was a
I mean,
free one.
I think you get what you pay for, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone was American on it though, except one Chinese man. It's like everyone in that cemetery was like English, but they all of a sudden they died and become American.
I couldn't even hear a name on there.
I like to think that even though it was a crap free tool, that if they wanted to communicate, they still could have through that somehow. That's what I tell myself.
The thing is, actually, you know, I'm not trying to plug my own content here, by the way, but I've got a recording on my own social media. Don't know if you guys have heard it, where I was doing a one-to-one reading with a client, and I was bringing through a loved one. And there is a really audible sound of what I believe, by asking spirit, is a portal opening and spirit entering in. That was just that.
I remember before we had you on the first time, I'd seen that. Yeah,
that's right. So that was just a normal recording device on my iPad. No spirit box, nothing like that. If there's going to be audio phenomena, you won't need anything other than a recorder. It'll come through.
Yeah. So I'm telling you now, if you had Lee's downloadable ghost box, you'd have got a clear voice from you wouldn't have just got a sound coming through a portal.
Well, you would hope so. But I mean, to be honest, Lee, I've also used some of those gadgets in the past. I've had no luck.
You know what was funny though? We was just getting into it, and then an advert come up and it went off.
What was the other one we had?
It'd be dull, can't it, being in a graveyard for hours? You got to have some entertainment.
It was there a while, yeah.
We had another app, didn't we? Where I found Chucky. It was
that was a visual thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
I found Chucky the doll.
Yeah.
Did you have an EMF reader? Because I use those all the time. So when I call out to spirit,
he keeps threatening to buy this stuff, but he never does, dearly.
Well, that's quite cheap. They're brilliant because you can obviously check where the EMF readings are in the room. Then you can start your session, and you'll know. Then you've got a baseline reading, and then if anything changes, that's quite exciting.
Yeah. See, I need to win the lottery to get all this stuff.
Well, it's about £15.
Yeah, well, that's a lottery win for Lee.
Yeah, it's a lottery.
He's like the tightest man I know.
Lottery win.
I
think you're around, Matt.
You know what makes me laugh about you, Lee? You're full of these dreams of being a ghost hunter. We went to the graveyard, and later on, you'll hear on the final part. We do it sounds very much exactly like the person's name.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lee literally started to run. So I don't know what is all this about. Like you'd love to go and hunt ghosts. Like you heard a gadget on your phone say something similar to what it said on the tombstone, and you was leaving me for dead in that graveyard.
Well, the thing is, if you was to hunt lions and you would see a lion, you'd run, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but probably not if you're hunting them, no. If you see a lion, then you'd probably run. But if you've got the equipment to deal with it, probably not. Otherwise, what's the point in hunting it?
Yeah.
There's a point. No, we didn't have the equipment, did we? Got you.
Yeah. No.
That toy Ghostbusters trap that I took probably weren't going to cut the mustard. So, have you got another or do you want to get straight into these stories, what people have sent in for your...
I don't mind either, or I've got a ghost story and we can do that.
Do the ghost story first.
Okay. Do you want a spooky one or do you want a nicer one?
I want one that involves pumpkins and a broomstick.
Yeah.
I can do Ouija board.
No, just tell whichever one is the most interesting.
Ouija board's brilliant.
I mean, there are so many, to be honest. I'm just slowly trying to even get them out there. It's hard for me to remember anyway as a medium, because as I go into an altered state, I don't even really remember what's happening around me as I'm working.
Yeah.
But, as it's Halloween, and I think spooky is the thing, isn't it, really, at the end of the day? I did a reading for a client once, and it had been so helpful to her that I hadn't realised that she had dropped a whole load of energy in the room with me, and she obviously had something known as an attachment. Can I just say to the general public, most of what I do really is not all this stuff. This is just for Halloween. But anyway, she had obviously left something behind, because what happens is when we get out of frequency or resonance sometimes the spirit world can follow us around. If we're low, say we smoke or something, they or literally can live through us. They hang around us. They enjoy a fag or enjoy a beer or drugs or whatever. And this client had been very low. And
that's when she says fag, that's cigarette for you people in America, not something
cigarette.
else.
Sorry,
what is going on? Why is there fireworks happening? What was that?
I know. Did you see that? You had fireworks going off around you.
What was that?
I tell you what, they're obviously here having a good old laugh tonight. They know they
What
know
was that?
I don't know. You're in charge of the software.
I didn't do nothing. I couldn't make that happen if I tried. I'm only just still learning how to use this. What's that? What did you say? Say the words again to see if you get more fireworks.
What did I say? I can't even remember. Oh, anyway. I'm cracking
What
up.
makes me laugh is the way Claire just ignores this stuff. Obviously, there's flickering going on, ectoplasm flying around the walls, Marshmallow Man over there. Claire just carries on talking.
Yeah, no one's getting in the way of my jibber
No,
jabbering.
what's that fireworks?
Yeah, I know. Things happen like that around me all the time. Electrics go weird, doors open, windows open and close.
Yeah, but you got to understand that it doesn't to us. You just literally had fireworks going off.
I know.
What was that?
Oh.
I've learned to just stay very okay, cool. That's what's happening now. That was not me. But it's good for your show, right?
Yeah, brilliant. But what the fuck was it?
We could have some orbs now, Spirit, and some lights. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Or a voice.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? Oh my God. I thought it was New Year.
Let me get this quick ghost story out.
Yeah, go on.
So basically, she had what's known as an obsession, not a possession, where someone was obsessed with being close to her in the spirit world because they could gain from the way she was vibing in life. As she left the reading and she had a healing experience, she literally shifted in perception and awareness and dropped this thing. But I was very inexperienced at that stage. I mean, I'd been working as a medium for 10 years, but I was only 10 years in. I'm 27 years in now, and I can see how kind of still green I was then. But what happened was I hadn't cleansed the space around me well enough after that reading. I hadn't taken charge of the energy in my own home. And that night, this is real creepy, my daughter's toys all just started playing on their own.
Wow.
And I thought it was weird that one would set off that was battery operated, but one went and then the next one started and then they were all playing at the same time. And it was really creepy. And I stood in the room knowing, all right, I need to take charge of this. This is not normal. So I was saying in an unconditional love of a mother, you will leave. And I saw like a black shadowy red-eyed thing just go straight the way through me out of the room and exit the house. So I'd got rid of it. And here's the thing, it's very empowering because when you understand that literally when you embody unconditional love, that is your total and utter protection, then you're fine. Okay, so I don't want to frighten the listeners. We're doing a Halloween special here. Most of us will never have these experiences. Let's be honest, I am in
You're not frightening the listeners, you're frightening the hosts.
Most of it, 99% of what I experience, even when I experience physical things like objects moving, glasses moving, I've seen things floating, all this kind of thing. It doesn't happen all the time. God, it's like gold dust. But when it does happen, it's normally really positive. It's usually because there are spiritual entities trying to educate those who are with me that life goes on, right? But I think the best evidence or the best proof is in the information, not necessarily
What's
in
that?
the...
I know did you see that?
You just had a thumbs up come up to you.
A thumbs up in a bubble come up right next to your face.
Fireworks! I did not know I was interviewing Guy Fawkes today. What do you know?
Is that what you was in a previous life? You're not telling me about this, right?
What is this software you're using?
I'm not using anything. That's not happening to me or him. What is this little... There was like a thumb up come up then.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I thought that did that on Zoom and stuff, but we're not on Zoom.
No, this ain't Zoom. No. I've never seen anything like that before. I don't use any of those things.
You've been using it for, what, 3-4 weeks now?
Yeah.
It never happened.
I wouldn't know how to make that happen. There's nothing coming up here. Right, anyway, we'll get on. I believe that the stories and the questions that are coming up will probably lead you to other things that have happened to you anyway. So you might as well get on with them. And let's see how many. See if you get any thumbs down coming up when this pops up here, or anything. Wait
a minute. Can I ask? If there is a spirit there, can I ask the spirit what they thought of my free app?
Yeah. You've got to remind me to play the final part of that after all of this. Don't want to miss out on that. Right.
I think they're literally rolling up laughing.
Yeah, there was a witch there just to remind everyone when at the time.
I thought it was me.
It's not bonfire night. It's Halloween, believe it or not. I know it looks like bonfire night in here today. Right, so
how dare you?
Fuck off, Greg.
Shut up, bitch.
Right, let's play the first one. So what shall I play first? So let's do. This is Carly. So this is me having a conversation with somebody. And this was on TikTok yesterday. Then I've got a voice message from someone called Joe, and then we'll get on to the final part of the church. And then I've got Senna, who was from the Netherlands. That's quite a serious one. So let's play.
I've just got to give a cheeky shout out to David Hoover, bless him, for sending that lovely message. I heard what you said.
Oh, you know David Hoover?
David's a client.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so he's
He loves your podcast.
You've put him onto us, and now he's just demanding that we have you on every week. So cheers, Dave. All right, let's play Carly's clip
I'll
here.
be
then.
up for that.
Yeah, so would I. Carly, hello.
Hello, you okay?
I'm decent. Yeah, you?
Yeah, I've had lots of stuff happening when I was younger.
You're Welsh. I ain't got
I'm Welsh.
I ain't got any Welsh music to play for you. I've only got Scottish music. Yeah, go on. What? So like what? Like so in a particular house, or does it follow you around?
Well, just a couple of things really. So my family's quite susceptible anyway. But when I was, I lived in a place called the Gordon Hotel. I was coming down the stairs. I was
a
10
hotel,
years old.
did you say?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So we owned a hotel.
Yeah.
And I came down the stairs. I was waving to someone. My sister said, "Who are you waving to?" I said, "Oh, Auntie Gwyn, she's waving to me." But my sister couldn't see her. And then when we went downstairs, my mum said, "Girls, sit down. I need to tell you something. Your auntie passed away this morning." So, yeah, that was one. My other auntie, was very psychic, said, "Oh, she was just coming to say goodbye and XYZ." So that was that. And then when we lived in a different house, we used to hear like whispering, but it was like too fast that you could make out what it was saying. So it was like that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it was really fast, really whispery. There used to be lights going on under the stairs, loads of pictures flying off the wall. So me and my friends, when I was at the comprehensive, we sat around a table, had a little chat, played little games. Next thing, all the pictures came flying off the wall. Everyone ran out the house, and to this day, they'll comment on it. Do you remember what happened? It was
seriously all the pictures. What do you mean? Do you when you say that? Like, I always wonder when people talk like that. Do you mean one picture fell off the wall?
No.
Or do you mean all of the pictures come? Really?
Yeah. Lots of things happened in that house. But then, so my mum went to the previous owners of the house and said, "Did anything ever happen in the house to you?" And they said, "Yes, this is part of the reason why we sold it." There was a famous Welsh poet called Ben Bowen who resided there and died there.
No.
So they think it's the spirit of Ben Bowen, and
the spirit of Ben Bowen chucking people. Was he known to throw pictures off the walls when he was alive?
I'm not sure, but he was definitely a Welsh poet.
That's weird, isn't it? Do you have anything recent? Like, does stuff happen to you still or not?
Just like, in the corner. I'm an oncology nurse, so I see.
Oh, wow.
Like, really, you feel things on you all the time. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's just in the family, there's a lot of things that have happened to several members, and I just think it's in your blood really as well. But kids definitely see more, in my opinion.
My co-host on the on the podcast that we do is always going about, your dogs can see this and kids can see more susceptible and all this sort of stuff. But for me, it's like I think I'm just one of them people that until something happens to me, I'm always skeptical about it or try and explain it logically. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes there's no logic to things.
My grandfather's exactly the same. So he was definitely skeptical, didn't believe at all. He was a caretaker in a school. He walked down the hallway of the school. He seen a lady going into the classroom. She hovered into the classroom. She didn't have feet. She hovered into the classroom. He was shouting down the corridor, "Miss, miss," because the school was closed at that time. Obviously, he was cleaning. When he went into the room, there was nobody in there. And he does not believe.
When they was hovering down the room, did they make this noise?
I have no idea. This was before my time.
I think they might have done. That's what they all do. All right, cheers, Carly. Thanks for coming up and sharing your stories. What do you make that then, Claire?
I love that. Everything she said is bang on. So I hear this a lot. I hear a lot of stories about loved ones visiting to let their relatives know that they've crossed. That has happened a lot. And even in my own family, my nan recalled an account of her dad going into work, seeing someone, he was called Charlie, talking to Charlie, and Charlie saying, "I want you to know I'm okay. Don't worry about me." And my great grandfather went to his boss to say he'd seen Charlie, and then his boss was like, "We were talking about Charlie died last night." So this kind of thing happens a lot, where the loved ones come back to just let us know they're okay. So that's a very loving thing, although it might spook some people out. That's a very loving thing. The poltergeist activity that was going on in that property is really interesting, because if it is that man, the poet, then he's just trying to get attention. He just wants people out of his space, and it's the only way that he can get attention. So normally with some kind of communication going on, things can settle down because you can explain what's going on, and usually they are better, or we can get them over into the light, because they don't really want to be hanging around buildings. We want to get them into more higher planes of reality, really, don't we? So, but this is really, really common. I'm being contacted all the time with these accounts and these stories,
What about the floating teacher?
Well, I think sometimes when we see floating like apparitions or things like that, sometimes we're seeing spirit where they would have been, because like the literally foundations have changed through time. But you can float as well. I mean, they're not in physical form; they're in light form. So they look like they glide. The spirit looks like, I've seen a monk walk through here before, and he looked literally
like red?
He was yeah, I've got your red monk.
It wasn't the end of September, was it? Because that's where he was. We was knocking for him at the church. He was at Claire's house, setting off some fireworks.
No, this was about 3 years ago. It absolutely shook me, because I actually thought I'd seen someone walk past the window outside. Then I realised, hang on a minute, no, that was somebody in here that has literally just walked through the walls.
Do you look like Friar Tuck?
Yeah, that kind of look, hooded, proper monk, just not aware of me at all, just, and it looked like he was gliding.
That's weird, isn't it?
Didn't bother me at all, that. What's in that? Nothing.
Well, nothing bothers you, does it? You're obviously well hard.
It does bother me. Ram's heads and being attacked bothers me.
That bothers most people, to be fair. Right, I got a voice message now from somebody called Joe. Joanna Edwards, new on the Patreon, so welcome to that. Thanks for your support, Joe. This is what she sent me today.
Hi, Matt. So I said I'd give you a few stories from my house in Hertfordshire, well, a few ghostly stories. So my house is about 400 years old, and it's originally what used to be called a Hall's house. I don't have much information about who has lived here in the past, although I know the cook and the gardener from the manor house did live here in the early part of the 20th century. So the first story I have, this happened in around June 2020. So we'd been living in the house for about 4 years by now, and a few strange little things had happened. On this particular day, it was around the time of the lockdown. My daughter went into one of the rooms in our house that we call the attic room to put some things away, and upon entering the room, she left the door wide open. So whilst putting things away in drawers and cupboards, she said that the door behind her was wide open and there was no breeze, there was nothing untoward happening. And she said the door slammed shut behind her with some force. Obviously, she was quite shaken and taken aback by this, turned around and tried to open the door straight away. And she said it was absolutely stuck fast. She couldn't turn the handle, she couldn't open the door. She was shaking it and rattling it and wasn't able to get anyone's attention because she was on her own in the house. She didn't have her phone with her, obviously, because she'd just gone in the room to put a few bits away. She tried the door for about 10 minutes and said that she just couldn't free it at all. She was crying, she was screaming. She was only about 14 at the time. And eventually stood up on a box in the room to try and get out of the window. So there's 2 windows in this room, both sort of look out onto the roof. And in getting out the window, she thought maybe she could climb down from the roof onto the front garden. So she slipped on the box and her hand shot straight through the glass in the window. And she had quite a nasty cut to her hand and her wrist. And she said at that point, she was some distance away from the door by this point, but she said at that point, the door literally flew open, no reason at all for it suddenly to fly open, and she was able to leave the room. And she said it was at the point that her hand went through the window and she cut herself, and obviously she was quite badly hurt, that the door flew open. And we've never experienced anything like that since, but it was a very strange happening at the time. The second thing happened also in the lockdown a bit later. One evening we were all down in the kitchen and there was a very strange knocking on the window, not like a knocking that we've ever heard before, really. So we were sitting there and we heard this really slow, deliberate knocking on the window, really loud, really kind of firm knocking. Went to the front door. There was no one outside at all. No one was even near the window when we heard the knocking. And it happened about 5 or 6 times that evening. And it's happened quite a few times since. And every time there's been no one near the window inside to be able to make that knocking noise. And we've looked outside and there's been no one outside to be able to make that knocking noise either. So there's just a couple of things that have happened since we've lived here. There's a few other bits, but I'll leave them with you for now, and hopefully you can run them by Claire and see what she thinks. All right, cheers, bye.
What do you think?
Oh, bless her. Well, what struck me straight away, I knew as soon as she said 2020, I was like, that's COVID related and lockdown related. It's really interesting that I've heard so many times that during that period where life completely changed and everybody was in the buildings all the time and they weren't being used in the way they would normally be used, or people weren't coming and going in the way they would usually, the spirit activity ramped up. And I think it's where the families were all in there. Plus, think about the amount of fear that was going on in this country. Think about the amount of fear people were in anyway, worrying about family relatives, being, if they felt low because they were isolated in bubbles, all this kind of thing allowed for extra activity to happen. So I believe that there is a spirit energy in that house. It's 400 years old. Not necessarily negative. I don't think it's negative at all. It could have done a whole lot worse than this, but was trying to get, it had been powered up in that period. Her poor 14-year-old daughter, teenager, absolute classic. This spirit being was trying to get her attention, probably had gone too far. Like the door opened when she'd hurt herself because she's panicking, she's in fear, fight and flight, wasn't trying to hurt her. But was trying to get her attention and probably trying to get her to pay attention. Same with the knocking. It's like, I'm here. But knocking again, harmless activity. Let me in, or I'm here. Can you see me? This is the typical call. When I get called out to people's homes to do this work, this is typically it. It's normally very easy to respond to. I can usually tune in and with Giles, with the energy work, help these people understand what's going on and help them understand that, no one's trying to take their space, and actually they can move into higher reality if they choose to. We've got choice, right? I don't think her or her family are in any danger. That as soon as I listened, I was like, I know that was scary for a poor teenage daughter, and that was really unpleasant.
Yeah, but whatever it is happily let her out.
Exactly. There's nothing to worry about there. It's probably shocked that spirit being as much as her. Don't forget, they're as real as we are. We think they're see-through and ghostly like, but that's because we can't see with the physical eye. The eye can only see 0.05% of the electromagnetic spectrum. We can't see them, but
Do you reckon the ghost is giving it? Look at that ghost with her putting its hand through the window.
Exactly. I reckon
Being serious.
Well, probably not, only because we are vibrating at a much denser state. So we won't be we could be going through their reality. We could be.
Might be. Like, imagine if there's a ghost and he's going, I'm going to have to get the ghost version of Claire Broad to explain this one to me. This smashed window of this ghost over here.
They definitely exist. So my spirit guide tells me that he works in that capacity on that side, and that's why we work together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he try and like raise the living?
He tries, but to be honest, they're really quite dead.
Well, yeah. But do they do Ouija board to contact us over there?
Yes. What do you think they're trying to do? What do you think they're trying? In fact, when I actually used the talking board, I was shown that there was like a mirror, almost like a mirrored reality going on that side.
Yeah.
But, they're trying to get through to us all the time. All the time. We're ignoring the signs left, right and centre.
All right. I definitely do. Deliberately. So don't bother trying to contact me. I'm never going to notice. Right?
You explain them away.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying to dispel all the spookiness out of this. I know I've played into it a bit tonight.
But the thing is, that monk should have opened the door then, shouldn't it, at that church, if he wants to make it abundantly clear? Because I was ready to, come on, monk. If Friar Tuck would have come...
They can do it, but it takes an awful lot of concentration. They got to lower their frequency all the way down. What we've got to understand...
How much would you have shit yourself if that door had come open with a monk?
If that door come open and there was a red monk standing there, I'll probably be frozen in fear.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have run.
And alone, because I'd have gone. And I was driving.
You might not have done. You might have thought, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Emma would have contacted me. Is Lee coming? I was like, fuck no, I left him at the church.
Yeah.
Don't know.
But the thing is, like you say, Claire, it's like we could be their ghosts. It's like that film with Nicole Kidman in.
Yeah, the others.
Oh, what? The others, yeah. And it turns out...
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Now, it turns out that the people who think they're alive are actually dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are on the other side don't even know they're dead, right? Because we literally just imagine it like a point of attention. In quantum physics, we are learning that consciousness is primary. Consciousness creates matter, it creates reality. So if consciousness goes on, but you're existing in a higher frequency, the matter you're affecting or your reality is going to look very different. It'll be a completely different frequency to our own one. So they will be seeing their reality every bit as real and solid as we are seeing ours. And we believe this is solid, right? And it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen on TikTok or on social media the footage of how bees see us human beings.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating because we look like spirit people to them.
Really?
And yet they're in our physical realm, right?
Yeah.
So even if you want the creatures on this earth that we think are seeing us in our dimension aren't seeing us like that at all.
You know when bees pretend that they need sugar and they crawl around the floor like faking it because they want a snack? That annoys me when they do that.
and then sting you after they've had.
They sting you after, yeah.
Oh, no, I love bees.
How much time has everyone got here? Like, are we good for time at the minute?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, okay. I'm going to play the last bit of the church now, and then we'll get back to some more of this. I've got another conversation that I've had with someone called Senna from the Netherlands. So Lee will be taking the piss out of that accent for the rest of the night. Right, let's play the final part, the concluding spooky part of the church with the ghost box. All right, let's just see what happens. Yeah, so I've just took a picture, so I've probably plastered that already on social media, but there's a bloke called Graham, allegedly, that's buried here. There's no information other than that on the man.
No.
I think he's the man, he's the monk, and this is his gravestone. Graham the Grave. There's nothing else on here.
Yeah, there probably was, but it's probably just been
But
over
I'd like
time.
to know the years. Just look at the one next to it.
Obviously, a lot of fucking
they're the
years.
same. How does that end up next to that? Like, there's a tombstone of Scrooge in Shrewsbury church.
Is there?
Because they filmed the film there. They put it,
right,
back up again.
Oh,
So that's there with Scrooge written on, just like that. It's laid down. I have a picture taken with it. Because it's from the film.
mate. In the dark, it does look a lot scarier.
It still looks light on here, though.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Go in the dark.
Yeah.
Look.
It's actually darker than what is on the film.
Yeah.
Let's have a look down here. See what's going on down here.
Yeah, we might as well go all the way to the end. Get chased by the monk, and then got further to run.
Then break our ankle.
Well, you ain't going to run across it. If we actually got shitted up right now.
Yeah. I would just
there in one pace.
I would just walk and think if they get me, they get me. Yeah.
Walk fast. Like they pretend you ain't scared. Walk.
See, these are probably the most recent ones because they're better gravestones.
Sorry, Stevie.
Yeah, sorry, Stevie.
This is the darkest we've ever been to a church for an Halloween special. Hope people appreciate that.
I think we should do it at another church as well.
What, today?
No, not today. Like next week or something.
Yeah, all right. Oh, fuck. Just walked into a load of prickles. The monk's laying traps for me. What's the age here? 92.
23 to 92.
You go and work that out.
23. So, mate, I can't.
23 to 92.
61
to 90s.
71.
71. No, 69. Just going back one night.
Yeah. My maths is never the strong point. Nor was my grammar.
Nor was your geography.
Nor school. I was even shit at sports.
These got a rough deal, didn't
Yeah, I
they?
know, yeah.
Ones here.
Yeah.
They're like literally facing the bushes.
You at least cut them back, couldn't you?
Yeah. Right. Is that a light over there on the grave?
Yeah, it's a lamp.
Let's go. It's the Red Monk. This is like they've tried to make this grave as spooky as possible. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It looks like a garden on Halloween.
Yeah.
When someone's doing trick or treat.
What I want on my gravestone, every Halloween, I want it dressed up in skeletons and shit.
Yeah, a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's actually quite dark now.
It is. I don't think we're going to see anything. Do you want to do another? Do you want to try and get some signal from this? With your little, if a game
Let's give it a
come
go.
out, we'll...
Give it a go. Yeah.
What's the name? Rosina. May. That was the whole name.
Was it? What?
They said May.
Yeah,
I said Rosina May, and then they said May, and then Rosina.
You know?
Yes!
We got it recorded.
Yeah. On one or the other. Rosina. You got a spooky gravestone.
Looks like Halloween. Well, are you there? Yes or no? That was drivel. Right. Okay. There you go. We found the ghost.
You did. That was much more impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved that. I'm glad.
Yeah,
Definitely, it said something that sounded very similar to May, but I think probably quite a lot of words do, to be fair.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but I did hear it. But I mean, but the Rosina and the May, yeah, it was very close. So those two names are very close to those sounds. So that would I would be trying then to engage more. Then can you do that again? Can
you know what we did at that point?
What?
Went home. That's exactly what we did.
Yeah, we got it. Right, we can go home and have a cup of tea.
I just thought, just in case it's something. Adios.
Yeah.
We got our money's worth from that app, though.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
0.
Use it again. Like
But I'll tell you what. But I'll tell you what's weirding me out, right? On all seriousness, I'm sitting here and I've got this this equipment here. It's like it plays all the sounds and everything like that. It's about 500 quid's worth of unit here. And the whole time that was playing, the main screen that I've never had any issue with before is flicking off, going to the side, going over there. I've never seen that happen ever before. It's not doing it now. In fact, it's not like it's been on all day or anything. It's been on an hour or 2 hours. And
I really feel, because I can feel my lot around me. I really just feel like they're all just coming in and go, we like this lot. Let's give them a bit of fun while they're doing this.
Yeah, just don't break anything. It's fucking expensive.
They're not breaking anything, are they? They're just tweaking it.
Because what these ghosts always seem to forget is one day I'll be joining you, and when I do, I'm going to kick the fuck out of you if you break that. All right,
they're not quaking, Lee.
No, I don't think so.
Matt,
If something flies off the shelves here now, like it's all on there. Unless it goes on the blink. This gets recorded. Remember, Lee? What was that one we recorded when nothing worked? That was a ghost show, wasn't it? Do you remember when all the sounds went wrong and?
Oh yeah, it was all going wrong.
This didn't work at all. I pressed record on this thing because this just records audio. This records video, but the audio on this isn't great. Because our audience is mainly audio, I wanted the audio to sound good, so I put it out separately. And the audio just didn't come out at all, and the audio on this was terrible. And it's like it was so weird. It was with Tanya, wasn't it? And there was knocking in the middle of it as well. Do you remember knocking in the middle of it?
Yeah, brilliant.
And that was strange.
You can get activity. If I was you, if I was skeptical, Matt, I would be going right now. I need to find out. I'm getting this happen. Let's explore. You don't want to know.
It's just extra stress, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I think
I've got enough to do. Do you know what I mean? Enough to do about fighting off geists of Polter.
To me, being frightened of death is extra stress.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, but they should be more frightened of me dying than if they keep pissing me off. They should be more scared than I am. Right, let's play this other one then, because this was someone that was that was crying out for help, really. And it was I normally would take the piss a little bit, but I couldn't with this person. This is Senna from the Netherlands, and this is Senna's story. Hello.
Hey, I'm from the Netherlands, so my English is not that awesome, but I'll try.
You can speak better English than I can Dutch, so you're good.
Well, it started when I was like, I think I was 20 years old. Actually, it started when I was 16. I've been like playing around with stuff because I thought it was like harmless and didn't know what I was doing and thought it was not real and didn't believe in ghosts and all that stuff. But then when I was like 20 years old, I had my own home, and my first experience was like my stereo machine, the boombox machine was like playing loud music, like middle in the night, when I was talking on the phone, when I wanted to leave my house. I would go leave my house with my best friend, and then it will blast music. Had to walk back in, tried to turn the power off, and then as soon as I was in front of the boombox machine, it just stopped playing. And then
what do you mean? So you turn the power off and it would still come on?
Well, that's the other story, because I lost some money. Yeah, I lost some money. It was gone. Friends of mine told me like, okay, we're going to help you find your money. So the boombox was in the closet, and we had to remove the boombox. But my boombox itself, it was broken. So I had like a CD player on top of it, connected with 2 wires down. To play the CDs that I had. So we were like tearing everything apart, and we took the CD player off, and we took the 2 plugs out that makes the music go from the CD player to the boxes. So the sound will come out.
Yeah.
But it started playing by itself, and there was music coming out of my speakers.
Well, with no power going to it?
The power was still on, but like the 2 wires that will go to make the sound go to the boxes were out.
Right, I got you.
But that's not the end of my story. Then I moved away to another house, and I was sleeping one day, and I was like facing to the right, and something hit me on the head. So I woke up. I thought it was my boyfriend at the time, like he hit me on the head with his elbow or something. And I sit up straight. I look down, and I had like on the left of mine, I had like a glass of wine that was from 20 centimeters from the little side table to my bed. It emptied itself. It punched my head. It hit my head. It fell on my mattress. But when I look, like the wine was not on my hair, it was not on my pillow, it was on the side corner of my mattress. You can see the wine stain there. So it flew from the side table to my head. It hit my head, and then it was just laying there.
What? You got a glass of wine thrown at you? What do you think? So, can you like relate to why any of this would have happened to you? Like, is there any story behind it?
Yeah, there is a story behind it. I went to like a medium thing, and to be honest, when I walked in, I thought it was like a little weird people and crazy people, and I don't know. I just went there because somebody said like, you need help, you need to go, and you need to figure out, and maybe they can help you. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So he sat me down, and there was like these, how do you call them? Like you, they will put something behind you that will keep the spirits in front and not leave the area and taunt other people or whatever. And he was doing some weird things. He was like moving things with his hands, and there was a bucket, and he was like grabbing things and putting it in the bucket. And I'm like, oh my God, where did I end up? What is this?
Well, this was the medium doing this, you're saying?
Yeah, it was a big place, and people can go there if they needed help to get rid of a spirit.
Right.
So I was sitting there, and he was like, yeah, I see some like black things going in and out and around you. And he said, can I ask, like, did you ever do something with like Ouija board or something? And I said, yeah, I did something with Ouija board, but I also did something with sacrificial knives.
What did you do? You sacrificed a mouse, did you say?
No, knives. Sorry. Like these knives. Do you know The Omen?
The Omen, the film?
Yeah.
I think I saw it when I was a kid. I really don't remember it though.
Well, there was like a scene that the older man was trying to like do something with the kid, and he opened a cloth, and there were like these knives in it,
right,
with different shapes and faces on it. And
yeah,
I've been messing around with these things.
Why did you do Ouija board? Can I ask? What was just out of curiosity, or was you trying to reach somebody?
stupid. I didn't believe it. I seen like things on the TV, movies, scary movies, and I thought like, it's not real, you know. So.
And now
really
you think it is.
Well, I have the experience. I have like, I moved again, and then something happened again. So in this house, like my teaspoon would stand straight up in my coffee mug, and I was looking down. I'm like, what the fuck? So I think that people said, "Oh, your house is haunted." So no, I don't think it's my house because I moved 3 times and it keep happening.
You think it's you?
Yeah.
Can you not go to like one of those exorcists or something that like removes the entity?
I been looking for help. Nobody's willing to help me. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's weird. And to be honest, I still have really terrible night terrors.
Yeah, she was talking about her night terrors. Like I ended it there because we went off on tangent about something else, but then she came back to it, but it wasn't really anything new. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, bless her. She doesn't need to suffer with that, first of all. Here's the thing about Ouija boards. It's just a piece of wood and a pointer, or a piece of card and a pointer, okay? If you open yourself up to the spirit dimensions, and if you don't know how to do that, because they're realms of consciousness, if you're opening your mind up and your physical electromagnetic field of a body, your aura and everything, you're sitting there wanting stuff to happen and invoking it and inviting it, well then, hey, guess what? You're going to align with it. It's like attracts like. So the actual talking board or Ouija board is just a tool. So that isn't automatically about attracting negative entities. However, if you were doing it because you wanted to experience that because you didn't believe it and you just, were flippant about it and you were calling in heavy stuff, you could have that. Secondly, she was obviously doing ritualistic magic. So, you got all of that going on. Now, and here's the thing, sometimes it's an actual spiritual being, and sometimes it's your own negative thought that takes on a life of its own. So, and this is also part of the whole poltergeist activity. The paranormal psychologists, parapsychologists are often saying to me that, with regards to poltergeist activity, there's often an agent, there's often somebody that is sparking this, that is happening to, because of their own mindset. So we have to take responsibility for our own energy. So I could Zoom call with her if she's listening and she wants some help on how to protect herself, but she's also identified with it, aligned with it, and accepted that she's got something there. The medium that she was talking about seemed to be, and I don't know because the Netherlands obviously is going to be a bit different to how we work in the UK, but it seemed the medium was working shamanically. So shamans often, if they're doing what's known as an extraction, if they're pulling negativity out of the auric field, this is how Giles works, will sometimes put that energy into water because it holds the energy, and then that's disposed of responsibly. So this gentleman really was healing her. He wasn't doing mediumship. He was doing what Giles does, sensing the energy around her and then doing what's known as an extraction. And that was energy he was pulling out, not spirit. He said he could see the black smokes. And this is why I'm saying it might be that she's got fear, panic, all sorts of programming that's in her field. So we need to be getting rid of the fear. In the meantime, what she can be doing is taking responsibility for her own energy. So raising herself up in frequencies into higher states of emotional well-being, meditating, bringing light in around her, using music to lift her, mood when she's feeling down, anything that can help lift her up. Because it might be, and I don't know what's going on in this lady's life, but it could be if she's had traumas in her life, if she's had difficulties anyway, she's more aligned to all of this stuff. So it is, it's a big thing. It's as much psychology as it is parapsychology. So if I'm working with somebody, I'm working with their own mindset to liberate them, to get them in touch with their own soul self, to empower them, to get them into higher states of being. Because when you do that, you move away from all of this stuff naturally. So there's things she can be doing to help herself. But it seems that, like she's saying, she's moving home. She's either expecting that phenomena to happen because she believes it's attached to her, or it is attached or in her field. Like I was saying with the mark had been put on me. But obviously, being a medium, we're aware of it, and I was able to get it dealt with, healed, and got rid of, cleansing my own energy. So this can happen. So I'm not laughing her at all. I'm taking her completely seriously. And she will find that there's other things going on, that she's at times suffering with chronic fatigue, headaches, all sorts of, sometimes it's even just bad luck, like losing the money, all this kind of thing can be going on around somebody who's under psychic attack. It's a very real thing, a very real thing.
Say, because she can't, it has to be something, doesn't it? Because she can't like be a bit low energy and therefore wine chucks itself over her in bed.
No, I mean, when we all go really low, unfortunately, when we all go really low, even with things like depression and things, we're more susceptible to these lower frequency spiritual energies. It's just energy, but she's invoked it. She aligned with it. She consciously called it in at some point in her life and didn't then banish it. Hasn't known what to do with it. So there, she can get the help she needs. But, this is why we do not play around with spiritual entities. We are consciousness. Consciousness survives physical death. We are energy. And so you want to be aligning with those higher emotions, and that's love. And she's got a bit stuck in there. So, and clearly the medium had tried to help her, and she's still very skeptical, understandably, and not really sure what's going on. And she hasn't been educated in it very well. That's what I'm saying. If she's listening and she wants to have a free Zoom call with me, I would set it up and just try to help put her mind at ease. Because half of it is taking back your own sovereignty, your own power. You're indestructible.
I was hoping you'd say that, because I said to her to follow me on TikTok. To make sure she could stay in touch. I said I'll speak to you, but I didn't want to speak on your behalf. I just said I'll speak and see if you know anyone or if you could do anything. So I'll contact her.
She's in the Netherlands, obviously. We can try and work remotely, but ideally I'd rather be in the space. But whatever, we can at least chat to her and try and put her mind at ease.
Yeah. Okie dokes. Yeah, that was the last of the recordings and stuff that I've got then. So I think we'll call that a day at the moment.
No.
Lee, you got anything you want to talk about quickly?
No, I've so in this place here, I don't know if you've ever noticed anything on these shows, but I really, really, really feel, and it's a feeling, that there is something in this apartment. Like when I'm sitting there, do you know what? When I'm sitting there overnight and Emma's gone to bed, I have the living room, like obviously the living room doors open, all the lights are off, kitchen light and everything, right? And something always brings my attention to the hallway. And it's like I'm sensing something's there. And do you know what I done one night? I went, come in, like that. And I was actually talking to it. And I was thinking to myself, am I going crazy? I'm like talking to nothing here. And I was going, no, you're fine. Come in. Just come in. Like that. I was trying to encourage it.
Do you fancy a Ouija board still after that story, though, Lee?
Do you know what? Under the right guidance, yeah.
Well, it ain't me then, is it? Find someone else. I'm clearly not the right guidance for that.
That's it. It's when it has to be done properly. And, Lee, for one, I know that, grandmother's with you anyway, mum's mum. So I think she's around an awful lot. But when I think you're quite tapped in or tuned in anyway. So maybe you're just sensing when these people are around, loved ones, guides, whoever it is. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything untoward with you.
Your lights are flickering again. I think the ghosts disagree with you there, Claire.
I know. What's this about?
The ghosts are trying to say to you, he's tapped into this. He's tapped into the spirit world, but he ain't got a fucking clue what's going on in the living world.
Well, I do have a clue.
Yeah.
The lights usually flicker when I'm getting validation. So usually, I'd said
Ah.
to you before we even started this is usually
Yeah.
my night when I sit with Giles and we sit in seance and we work
Yeah.
with the energies. And so the lights always flicker when we're being validated with something. It's like that extra yes.
See, with the things in this apartment, I don't ever feel it's evil.
No, that's what I'm saying. It isn't. It's just spirit
I
around
feel,
you, right?
yeah, I feel like there's something standing there going, I'm here, but I'm not going to disturb you.
Yeah, there is a gentleman that smokes cigarettes or was a heavy smoker. Do you ever smell the cigarettes around you?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Do you get like when you're like, where's that coming from?
Yeah,
because there's a male that I don't think is family.
No,
that is just looking in and smoking a lot. Well, was a heavy smoker that would be connected to you.
Do you know what? You saying that, the other day I was sitting in the living room and I was thinking, is somebody, like, the windows wasn't open, and I was thinking, but I can smell fag smoke, and I was thinking, somebody's smoking outside.
You've got ley lines going across I don't know where you live, but you've got ley lines going across your apartment, and there's a doorway or a portal, and because you're sensitive, they can come in. And mostly there's nothing going on, but I can see that there's a gentleman spirit that has been interested. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Interested.
Interested.
There's a thumbs up for that
There's
one.
a thumbs up again.
I'd love to get in there.
Honestly, you're welcome round anytime.
Oh, I'd love to.
Another thumbs up. Look, they likes that.
Yeah.
Lee's on the pull again.
Well, you guys, you're not that far, really, are you? You know, my family's in Essex.
He's giving it. Well, I've managed to pull some heavy smoking ghost. I might as well have a go with Claire as well. Have a threesome.
I don't know why. This could just be mine. This could just be me colouring it now, Lee. Yeah. But I feel like I want to say Norman. There's no Norman in your family, is there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not. I'll have to clarify this because I didn't ever know my dad's dad. He died when my dad was 16.
Right. Is he Norman?
I swear to God, his name was Norman.
That's who it is. That's who it is.
I'll have to clarify. Yeah.
You don't know your dad's name?
No, because he died when my dad was 16.
Does your sister know, or
no?
Your dad? Well, your dad don't know his own dad's name.
Well, we've never really spoke about it. My dad's quite reserved about what went on in his past.
Say no more, don't, because I don't know. Not that I'll remember. I do so many readings, but find out. Just find out.
That'd be mad if that's Norman, if that's his name, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure that was his name. I'm sure my mum, because I said to my mum once, I said, for the life of me, I don't remember dad's mum's or dad's name, like that his dad or mum's name. And she said her name, which I've forgotten already, but I'm sure she said Norman. Norman.
Okay, well, check it out. That would be interesting. I'd love to know, because I'm just giving what I'm perceiving, and I don't know, because I'm miles away from you and I can see you on a tiny box.
Yeah. It's really, mate, that's really uncanny when you said like smoking, because
I knew it. I knew you were going to be that's what I'm saying. I knew you'd smell it.
And me and Emma don't smoke or anything. Like
no.
Like, and I 100% smelt that. 100%. Because my mum and dad used to smoke, I know the smell. Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I was like, where's that coming from? Like, how weird is that? Yeah, mate.
There we are.
Yeah, I like it.
What a good show. I've loved this, guys. Thank you for having me on.
I'll message you what my mum said.
Here he goes, smoothing in again.
Yeah,
DM you. Inbox me.
I'll slide the DMs.
Please come round and do an exorcism for me. All right, I could talk for at least another half an hour, but I think I'm going to have to end it there because then what's the point in Claire? Because Claire's going to come back on again, obviously, at some point, and we'll continue this sort of stuff. And it ain't going to be another year from Halloween. We'll find something spooky to talk about.
Oh, I'd love to.
It's always good. It's easy to get people to engage with this topic as well. I literally was on TikTok for 20 minutes yesterday and got 2 people pop up that wanted to share their story. And I've never met either. I don't know who either of them were. I don't think they listen to the podcast. They just come onto the lives. Yeah. So right. Cheers, Claire, for coming on. Cheers, Paranormal Lee. Paranormal Lee, I'm not so impressed with you as a guest today, to be fair, as I was Claire. So maybe you can wait a bit longer before you come back. No, I don't know. All you've done is sleaze on the other guest. I don't know what that was about. But for now, I am Matt. This is Paranormal Conspiracy, whatever, Lee, and Claire Broad, everybody's favourite guest, including her plants that she sends to my YouTube channel to big herself up. Go on there and say something nice about me.
I'm above board. I'm honest there.
I know. Before one of the reasons I'm leaving it here is because I don't want this to break as well. Like this thing that keeps flickering. I think
that's fair enough.
It's fairly expensive. Right, cheers everybody for coming on, and just a quick mention that the whole recording that we did, I'm probably going to put that up on Patreon. I've cleaned up the audio as best I can, but it's about an hour's worth, to be fair. And the video of it I'll probably stick up there as well. I would put it out on YouTube, but I don't really feel comfortable putting everybody's graves on the internet, to be fair. You just don't know who's...
What, are they going to complain from the other side?
Well, no, but relatives. We give it, no one fucking cares about this person. There's no flowers down there, and there's people are watching. Giving it, that must have been this day. We went the day after or something. Yeah. So we're just being dicks. Right, cheers. To that probably be going up on Patreon. Thanks, everybody. I'm not sure whether we have many shows this month because this one's took so much of our time to do, but we'll definitely be getting a Patreon episode of some description up within the next couple of weeks. Thank you for all of your support. Please continue your support if you can. buymeacoffee.com/whatcast and patreon.com/whatcast. And please go follow Claire Broad at where can you plug your accounts, Claire?
Yeah, so it's Claire Broad Medium on TikTok or Together with Spirit on YouTube, or you can get me on Instagram.
There you go.
Dead men tell no tales.
Not even had time to play any of my silly Halloween sounds, so let's go through them quickly. That one. We've got a zombie and Frankenstein. Right, that's it. I'm gonna. Oh, we haven't done.
Got it.
Haven't done any of them either. This one.
Hello, ladies.
And. This one.
Gas go down, go boom boom, my friend.
And that's it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
You've been listening to Whatcast. Follow us on social media at Whatcast or whatkastpodcast, or email us at whatcast@gmail.com, even if it don't affect your wages.